Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. It's the Hood Mystic, representing hoodmystic.com. Here with another video. This is more of like a second. Getting everything set up. Doing everything off the cuff right at the moment, but we for sure gonna get her done. Peace to the family, man. Peace to the tribe. Today I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and it's certain things in people's minds that they begin to have it set in our minds, and we never think outside of what's set in our mind. And these are called premises. So a basic premise, a basic root understanding, if these two things are in alignment or equation, that means that is right. But the facts is, no, not always necessarily. And I've been real deep into the spiritual journey and having this spiritual conversation. And so because of that, I wanted to look over the 22 flawed premises of Abraham Hicks, from the book The Vortex. If you look at my description, maybe it's in my description, maybe it's not, but it's for sure my link tree. We got the book list 2024. I'm going to be adding books that we talk about. So check the links in my description. Go ahead, grab this book. Very very cool book to have. I feel like Abraham Hicks books is good books to have to just kind of open them up. Like, no particular, you don't have to read it in order. It's very spiritual. And when I mean spiritual, is that it provides solutions. So more than not, people don't come to spirituality when they're riding high on life. I mean, some people do, right? Especially if they utilize spirituality to get onto that Capricornian hill. But for the most part, it's usually when we're struggling and we're confused or we're in doubt. And because of these particular paradoxes, we seek for something greater than ourselves. And that thing that I've generally turned to has been spirituality. And it's actually worked. And generally on my channel, I want to discuss things that I have used that help me, because a lot of times when I talk to people about spirituality, it's more of like following the trend, or when the trend's not working, it's like you feel even worse because you got problems that you may have thought that following the trend was going to solve, and you click up or you do it by yourself and you're just not getting really no answers. I can feel that too, because for me, that was a large percentage of the beginning of my life. And I've always developed a real strong relationship with God. And I realize today that God is nothing more than the human soul. And churches exploit that reality. This is why so many people are at churches, not churches chicken, but actual religious institutions, because their souls are the God that they're praying to. However, when we are not centered directly in that consciousness, we can bring in a whole world of trouble. So usually people get into spirituality still with a religious mindset, never realizing the soul, and the tricks and the trickery don't work. So usually they'll go back to the church because you never got it. What are you supposed to get? It's not about the ego, it's about the soul. What is the soul? The soul is your past lifetimes source energy. It is your future lifetimes source energy. Who you are today is just an extension of that source energy. And it's very important that we center ourselves in this actual fact now. I don't know why, actually, but I know for a fact it is time for us to double down on our spiritual gifts. So, one's in the chat if you are in the chat room, if you can hear me loud and clear, and you're ready to learn some new information. Because for real, I don't even know. I don't even know. All right. All right. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. So we're going to try, relative. I don't want to make this a long drawn out video by no means, but I want to get through all 22 flawed premises and just give y'all my own personal understanding. I may or may not read the description that Reddit has given because I went through this list and some of the verbiage is copy paste and I don't really like that. So I'm going to try to explain it because I've been through this list before. However, I want to continuously go over this list and use like basic regular verbiage because that's what it's about. It's not about like being super deep when it comes to spirituality. More so, you should be as clear, as concise as possible. So, what is the soul? The soul is your source energy. What are you specifically? You are an extension of your source energy. You're not the source energy, you're an extension of. So generally, our thoughts of ego, our thoughts of importance may or may not be in correct alignment with what we truly are as energetic spiritual beings. And so this is why I'm excited and this is why I'm speaking. Flawed premise 1. I am either physical or non-physical, either dead or alive. Once again, you do not remember the moment that you were actually alive because you've always been alive. It is only that your consciousness may have been sucked into a particular body. And even though, right, they cloned Tyrone, right? Even though you may have the memories of your human avatar, you may or may not be the same spiritual entity that is possessing the human avatar. You are a spiritual being immersed in a human avatar, a human machine. However, you are not the machine. You are not the vehicle. So, in reference to being alive or dead, is not even reference to your consciousness. Because even when you are asleep, your consciousness will exist on a particular paradigm or a particular level, disconnected from the body. Especially if you're having a specific dream. So, with this being said, you are connected to who you are as a human being because that is the device for which consciousness is fully expressed. However, you are not completely, entirely attuned to said device. You will be ejected from the device one day and will be in reference to your particular energy, which will be seeking another host or another body so it can be sentient, so it can be self aware. Because the reason why you don't remember when you weren't in a body is because you do not have the faculties to self realize. You only have the faculties to seek another body. And then you have to mature in that body to even begin to have the self pontification for which we're having now. Meaning that it has taken me 38 years of heavy self reflective work to come to this understanding that I'm sharing with you guys this evening. But at the same time, it has always been my reality. So I'm not either physical or non physical, either dead or alive. So, one of the key things that we strive for on this channel is awareness. Awareness of what? Awareness of the soul. A very important thing. Let's just check y'all out. How y'all doing? How y'all doing this evening? So number 2, my parents, because they were here for long before I was born, and because they are my parents, know better than I do what is right or wrong for me. Now I'm going to read this because the man was spitting on this. The true premise is that your parents have put nothing into your vortex. That part right there. That part right there. Your parents can never know what's right or wrong for you when you have your own vortex. You have your own soul. You have your own placement for life. And once you get into that alignment, nothing is going to particularly stop you. All right? So let's continue. Metaphysical truths in reference to things that we think may or may not be true, but you must challenge these root ideas, these root premises, these human concepts of yourself to begin to just separate just enough to begin to perceive yourself truly as you are. And the hard part with talking to conscious people who are not conscious, is that they're just simply clones of their parents and they're trying to live up to what their parents want or don't want, but have not the slightest clue of what their DNA code is revealing to them. They're not interested in following their DNA blueprint and aligning with their higher self or mapping out their soul's coordinates and things of that nature. They're just trying to make their mom and dad happy. But the facts is your parents have put nothing into your vortex. Number 3, if I push hard enough against unwanted things, they will go away. This reminds me of my youth when I began to think of all of the problems that I had, quote unquote, thought I had. And the more that I fixated on particular psychosis and, down bad girlfriends, things of that nature, the more that these things became to be real big problems that I couldn't get out of. I spent a lot of my youth being so concerned with bullshit. So now when I talk to young people, now when I deal with kids, I really just strive for them to have peace of mind, to go within their souls, because the shit that we cared about when we were younger was like, it was just irrelevant. The most important thing that I could have ever paid attention to was myself and really figuring out what is the best thing for me in this particular moment, regardless of the age that I'm at, right? Could be applying this stuff at 9 years old. You need to tell your children, what does your soul want for you, right? Do you have a soul? Close your eyes, close your mind. Let's just reflect on that soul, because you going to try to direct your kids and lead your kids, and you going to be wondering why your kids is crash dummies, is because mama and daddy put them in the car. You put them in the car at a young age and said, little Cindy, Jermaine, put your foot on the pedal and go real fast, right? Do exactly what I tell you to do because I'm your mama, right? That is a false premise, as well as trying to fixate and work so hard to get your money because you don't want to be broke, that is a false premise, right? When you begin to fixate on your soul, eliminate your need and desire for money. I want y'all to listen to this because this is a major key, a major jewel that black people never talk about, okay? Right? First, before I drop the major jewel, we are taught we need to really fixate and focus on our money as black people. One's in the chat if you feel that, or if you thought that, or really, be in that vibration like you need to work hard or, get your money together. You got to focus on your money, right? If that's a reality for you, put some ones in the chat. Or if you ever heard that before, put some ones in the chat. Let's increase the engagement this evening. It's okay. Put a one in the chat. It costs you nothing, right? And Shanta J, please, I appreciate for the $4.99 super chat. It is my pleasure to share. I just think about growing up and not having nobody to bestow wisdom on me and just be in my own head and be so close to my salvation, but never being able to tap into it because I didn't know that my salvation was within myself. So if I can get on this platform and direct people to their souls, I'm healing my inner child. So I appreciate the super chat and I appreciate the love, the likes, and the support that y'all give. Is money an important thing? One's in the chat. All right. Well, if it is a thing that you work hard to, you wake up early in the morning, clock in, clock out, doing all these particular things to cash that check, things of that nature. Let's look at this from this particular perspective. The reason why you working so quote unquote hard is because you don't want to be broke. What's the irony of working hard, right? All of y'all probably work hard and you still feel like you don't have enough money. And so because you don't have enough money, what's your solution? Your solution is to what? Work hard, right? Your solution is to work harder than you did the last day, right? And I'm going to tell you, that is not the way to go. That is not the way to go. And the way to go, I'm going to tell you, is to follow your soul and do real soul searching, soul wrenching work. And the more you begin to trust and work with your soul, the more that you begin to have a relationship with your soul, you would imagine your soul to be Zaddy with that Zaddy Zick, right? What y'all want? Y'all want a man that protect and provide, right? All you talking about is animus projection, right? We're being black analytical psychologists. You don't never get that kind of conversation. So I'm going to just propose a different solution for you as opposed to, hating your baby daddy for not being a protector and a provider and not being a zam zaddy with all that zaddy zick and things of that nature. Why? Because what we are truly identifying is our animus when you are a woman and you want a man to be a particular way, the way for which you want a man to be is based upon a standard within yourself called an animus. So what do you begin to do about the animus? You don't project them on Jermaine. You don't project them on Kenneth. You don't project them on Eric. You don't project them on James. You begin to develop a relationship with the God within, right? You begin to develop a relationship with God so you can begin protected and provided for. What is provisions? Provisions is finances. In this life, can y'all bear witness to this, or am I just a crazy person? Do y'all ever know women that don't really work and be getting taken care of? Y'all ever know a woman like that? Don't work, but always in better spots than you, eating better than you, got more money than you, be always in the latest and greatest, driving the flyest, right? And you don't know her secret, do you? I'm going to tell you what her secret is. This is a worldwide exclusive. You never heard this before in your life. I guarantee you that woman has a strong relationship with her animus. Because what would the animus do? It will protect and provide, right? What's your problem? You think that a human boy who was raised by his mama, who don't have no intrinsic values to speak of, is going to protect and provide for you. Explain to me why you think he's going to protect and provide for you. What is the reasoning and logic behind his protecting and provision? Oh, I'm going to tell you why. Because you like him. Because you decided to like him. But never understanding that no matter who you choose out here, you have the capacity to lose. Meaning that it's a 50-50 chance with these niggas. We can bear witness to that. Ones in the chat is if it's 50-50 with these niggas, it's 50-50 with these hoes. Let's be real about this. Let's not chase the chicken across the room, right? And say it's 50-50 with these people. They might leave you tomorrow if your ass think the wrong way. So let's be clear. So what is the solution? You going to have a relationship with your anima for the fellas and the animus for the women. Why? Because that's 100% guaranteed to protect, provide you, and give you that good old zaddy zick. And if you do not have a vibrational relationship with your soul, you're going to be wanting a human being to live up to it. But what's going to happen? You're going to be cold, you're going to be broken, you're going to be hurt, all because a nigga was never going to live up to your expectations. No matter how you was going to slice the onion, it was going to make you cry, ho. What you thought? You thought you was special. That's what you thought. Okay. Once you get over that, you're not special. You begin to get into a higher vibration of a solution, and the solution is internal. But see, when we talk about the internal spiritual development process, it cannot be centered in ego. It can't be centered in I'm special. I'm here to teach and lead people because I see so many people struggling when you are the struggler. You are the struggler. What you talking about? You need the help. So once again, where is the solution if you're going to work hard for stuff, if you're going to keep trying and going to keep figuring shit out? Hey, you're just going to keep crashing out like you've been crashing out. You have to begin to put all of the focus on inner development, and then things begin to work out. And then you like, damn, I was really trying to work hard. It'd be type situations, when you have your own business. It was a meme back in the day. Some days you don't make shit, right? Some days don't make $1. Some days you might make your whole rent in a whole day. You like, okay. The next tomorrow, if I make some money, I am tricking, right? We is going to get a massage or something. Ling ling. Roll me over. Do something nice to me, right? Why? Because that's how it be sometimes when you be in your proper alignment. You like, hey, it's time to have some fun. I done made what I need to make in a day. Right? So, and if I was working at a job, ain't to say what it is or what it ain't, but I know I ain't about to just come crazy in a day. I know I'm just not about to just make my rent in a day. I know I'm going to have to sequentially show up to this motherfucker, have fake chit chat, talk about the motherfucking Bears with the old school dude and yeah, man, they need to trade that nigga type energy, and whatever. I got to show up every day, and I might be able to pay rent in that fashion. Hey, different strokes for different folks. I like to maybe one day make it in a day. Okay, cool. If I make some money tomorrow, we going to the goddamn strip club. That's all I know. Once the bills is paid, it's time to get laid. These are just jokes as we lighten the mood and pick up the vibration. Can't have a spiritual conversation and not laugh, because if ever you having a spiritual conversation and you don't laugh, trust and believe is not spiritual. Why would the spirits know 360 degrees of information, right? Why would the spirits know 360 degrees of information and be doom and gloom just because your baby daddy ain't shit? It don't work that way. We gonna laugh regardless, right? I done been through all types of shit today. But at the end of the day, if we gonna have a spiritual conversation, it's gonna put a smile on your goddamn face, or else we might as well put this spiritual shit down, right? We come into the spiritual for the solution. We coming to the spiritual for answers, and the answer shouldn't make us cry, right? I mean, in reference to the release that y'all motherfuckers need to have for holding on to all of this bullshit, book of reading, right? Motherfuckers is guaranteed, and it ain't even like over the phone, because that's 50-50 too, because some of you, I don't know what y'all be doing on that other end of the line. I'm gonna keep that to myself. But on the other end of that, them face-to-face readings, boy, I don't even be trying. But at the end of the day, I know somebody get this motherfucker some tissue, right? Motherfucker, gonna release that shit, right? What you holding on to, motherfucker? Out here holding on to bullshit. Like, hey, listen, I read in the book it was about clarity and purity. That's real interesting, but I'm gonna hold on to my bullshit hood. Hey, what am I supposed to do since I want to hold on to my bullshit? What can I do to be on the spiritual path and hold on to my bullshit at the same time? Here I come with a motherfucking needle, gonna pop that bitch. Pop! The motherfucker start crying. Ah! Yeah, that's what you need to do. Let it out. Let it out and let it go and get into alignment with your motherfucking soul. What the hell? Like, it ain't nothing else to do out here in these fucking streets. You crazy. You crazy if you think it's something else to do out here in these streets, man. These streets will have you out here fucked up, right? You better go within, all right? I've come here to live the right way of life and to influence others of the same right way of living. Once again, man, if the cookie crumble for you, the way that the cookie crumbled for you, and you look at your cookie crumbled in front of you, and you say, man, my cookie ain't crumbled like this nigga's cookie crumbled, I don't even want it. You know what you sound like? You sound like my 4-year-old kid, John. If the food ain't exactly how he wanted on his plate, he don't want it. If his nuggets ain't arranged in the right way, if his fries is one temperature colder than he like, man, he's just not going to eat, right? And he's 4 years old. How you explain that being 30 something? Right? Trying to figure out and compare yourself to somebody else as if that person and you share the same soul. And y'all not even twin flames. You're not even attracted to this person. Maybe you is. Bros need love too. But at the same time, don't be comparing yourself to no other man. And this, hey, as a man, ladies, y'all might not know this. I'm gonna put y'all, this another worldwide exclusive. You never heard this before. You niggas got more hoes than you. Niggas got more money than you. Niggas got more friends than you. Niggas got more uncles than you. Like, you just out here looking like a lame. You like, yeah, I do a little this, little that. You got a job. You got a job. You don't own a business. You don't own a house. You live with your parents. You 24? Oh man. What you gonna do now? Like, it's over for you now. Like, like, what else is you gonna do? Like, it's bad. It's really, really tough. And the older that you get and the longer that you don't get your shit together, the harder that it get. So, listen, ladies. This is a worldwide exclusive. You'll never hear it nowhere else. But the worst thing you could ever do is deal with a man that has given up on life. The worst thing you could ever do is deal with a man that give up on life. And see, I'm going to tell y'all this because y'all just be making decisions based on the fact that y'all like a nigga. But that's not special, fam. Like, out of love. You liking a nigga don't really mean shit in the grand scheme of things, right? Once a man has given up on life, I don't know. He becomes a shell of his true self. He loses all attachment to his inner self and he becomes a zombie, a robot, and a hazard to everybody around. You need a man that wake up and know exactly what he going to do with his life, do with himself, and the decisions that he made, he proud of them shits. Cause a lot of men ain't proud of fucking a girl every other night, you know what I'm saying? And going to the club and, catching chlamydia and things of that nature. A lot of niggas ain't really proud of that at the end of the day. So then when they get with you and you ain't did shit but like them. You ain't do no vetting, you ain't met his mama, you ain't met his grandmama, you don't know nothing about the nigga. Only thing you know is he cute. He take me out to nice places. He got a nice car. He wears some, ooh, and he can dress his ass off, girl. He is fine, bitch. Girl. Grown ass woman talking about a nigga is fine is crazy. Well, he gotta be attractive, hood. Why do we gotta be attractive? Explain it to me. Cause I don't wanna be looking at no ugly nigga. He gotta look at you. Please don't tell me y'all just be waking up like Beyonce. I woke up like this, cause we know it don't be like that. We all know we not really lookers for real. We gotta do all this extra shit, get haircuts, spend $1,000 on outfits, facelifts, eyebrows, threading, weaves, wigs. Niggas getting the fake waves and shit. Cause we know we look halfway decent. If we was beautiful and felt beautiful, we wouldn't spend $1 on fucking nothing as far as our aesthetics. Nigga, I'm at the clothing store every fucking week cause I know I look halfway decent. Let's be real about this shit so we can move forward with our spiritual development as opposed to thinking like the physical matters, right? So, it ain't no right way in how to do this shit. You follow your soul. And that's your true gauge of like good or bad. But then there's not nobody with a test to say you passed or failed in reference to following your soul. It's almost like you can tell by the prosperity and the connections and the grace in your life based on the fact that you look halfway decent, you really not shit for real, you done made hella mistakes, you just in a desert with no fucking water, no fucking lunch pail, you ain't got shit, you not really that smart for real, as motherfuckers just, oh, you so smart, you be like, yeah, thank you. Knowing that for real, you ditzy and airhead for real. But you just know how to fucking finesse the fucking system. So at this point, you can just reduce yourself to just being a silly comedy actor that ain't really worth the shit. But at the same time, you be having the level of grace of a fucking saint from a missionary. The protection of a fucking Jewish princess. The provisions of a fucking queen. And you know you not shit. That's why you do everything that you need to do for yourself. You follow your own path. Cause at the same, when you in that alignment of doing what you need to do, motherfuckers gonna be like, you shouldn't do that, right? You be like, damn, thank you for that. I appreciate that advice. And keep it on pushing. Number 5. Because I am older than you, I am wiser than you, and therefore you should allow me to guide you. This is how you niggas is getting finessed every single day. The old wise guru hoes and niggas. Hags and charlatans. Niggas who didn't make it the first trip, didn't make it the second trip, didn't make it the third trip, but for sure gonna get theirs on this last trip. These old niggas is only the niggas who didn't get picked in the all NBA team. And once the all NBA team ride off into the sunset, they just act like they always been there. No, you didn't even get to play when the big boys was playing. Niggas really waited their turn for real. And the reason why they didn't get to play is because they didn't have no fucking game. This is basketball, but basketball is life in some circles. Man, y'all can fall for that elder shit if y'all want to. Make it make sense if y'all want to. But that's a false premise. The true premise is that wisdom does not come from age. It comes from alignment. Alignment to what? Alignment to your soul. Period, point blank. Period, point blank is what the girl at the nail salon would say. Period, point blank, poo. And you can be old and in the vortex and young in the vortex. Do you not like old people hood mystic? You could be old and in the vortex and young and in the vortex, but 10 times out of 10, you better not be asking me for nothing, old person. You've been making money for 60 years. You've been making money for 70 years. You've been making money for 50 years. Don't be taking nothing from me. Don't be needy and greedy in your later years. You need to be giving something to me. Post me on your platform. Let people know I'm the new up and coming psychic. Don't be asking me for shit, or I'ma already know what it is. You was on the bench. No, you wasn't even on the bench. You was like, I got next. Who you got on your squad? Yeah, because we got 4. We just need 1 more. You can run with us. Hey, we had next. And this is who you getting your advice from. You can call me wrong if you want to, but I'm only just saying the truth. I could be wrong and true at the same time. You know what I mean? Wisdom comes from the vortex. So when we think about the vortex, simply understand that it is following your soul's DNA blueprint of what your life is supposed to look like. And that ain't nobody else's fucking job but your own fucking job. So the moment you get wrapped up in a nigga, the moment you get wrapped up in a girl, the moment you get wrapped up in a job, the moment you get wrapped up in a community, the moment you get wrapped up in any external bullshit is the moment you got lost. And now you gotta fight your way up out of that shit only to be with yourself and then move in proper alignment. That's the vortex. The vortex, being out of the vortex, is thinking that something externally is your salvation. Being within the vortex is getting all you want because all you want is who you are. It's a certain level of prosperity and provision that come with alignment that nothing else can compare to it. Not a nigga, not a girl. So you come into spirituality and I'll do a reading for an hour. You was the queen of Neptese. You used to sail the Nile on a fucking reed boat. You know Osiris personally. You got him on speed dial. You know what, Hood? You're right. My brother's name is Osiris. How you know that? Oh my God, this is such a powerful reading. But before we get off the call, you've been pouring into me for 2 hours, and boy, it so feels good, Hood. I feel so enlightened and so spiritually aligned right now. But I really want to know, like, I know, but I don't know, you know, and when I'm gonna find a man? Huh? Hood, you there? Yeah, a nigga. I want a nigga for real. I just want, somebody to dick me down real good, look good, have a lot of money, 6-pack, nice abs, stroke game. Stroke game. Did I mention that he gotta have a good dick? Cause I can't really. Yeah, when is that gonna happen, Hood? I remember when you said I was the queen of Neptune and I used to sail the Nile on my riverboat. I'ma always remember that. Send me this recording. I'ma listen to it over and over again, and I'ma let that part really sink in. But I done paid you this money for this reading, and can I be real? I don't give a fuck about that shit, Hood. I want a nigga. How is that gonna happen? This is what I was trying to get you to do for me. You be joking on your Facebook, calling yourself Good Luck Chuck. I just was, So how do I work? I just talk to you for an hour, and the next day a nigga gonna be knocking on my door. Do I gotta go to a coffee shop? You say a chakras will get me a nigga? Astrology will get me a nigga? What is it? You've been pulling tarot cards. Which one of those cards say I'm gonna get a nigga? And it's like, that's the whole reading. That's all they wanted. And the whole time, it's like, if you're not in alignment and if you're not cool with not having it, then you gonna be so fucked up out here in these streets, it don't even fucking matter one way or another. Cause you don't even know who the fuck you are. Energetically, spiritually, at a cause level. And if you don't know who you are at that level, you don't even know who you are at a physical level, because you're not putting your best energy into your vessel, because that's what 10 times out of 10 your soul going to tell you to do. Get your ass up off of this couch and go work out, ho. You better go lift some damn weights, nigga. You stop being lazy. Right? You gotta be the best version of yourself just to get the wisdom to start flowing for real. You gotta put the effort into yourself for your soul to just be like, all right, you ain't a bullshitter. All right, you was the queen of Neptune. You used to sail on her. I just be freestyling. Cause I could never even write no shit like that. I would never even know where to start. Number 6. Who I am began the day I was born into my physical body. Once again, we are an extension of source energy. We are a part of the same thing. Everything is oneness and wholeness. The reason why you don't remember when you were born is because you already were alive. You only remember the time that you synthesize your consciousness with the present body, avatar, machine, sentient AI robot body that you have now. Other than that, you not even alive or dead. You in the in between. You in the spiritual realm. You in the ethereal realm. You like air. You don't come into existence. You don't go out of existence. You don't see air. You can't go to the store and buy air. But we can all bear witness to air. We know what air is. And we'll say air is important. Be like, you better not cover your face. You better breathe. Right? So spirit is like that. Even deeper, when you get into the etymology of spirit, it brings into the anima, which the anima in Latin is simply the breath, representing the non-physical entities and energies that make us up. See, the difference is, since you cannot see it, since you can't actually behold of it, that means it's not real to you. So what's the problem with what I'm saying? You not even real to yourself, and that's scary. If everything that is real to you has to be seen, then you can't even know who you are, because we can never see ourselves, because who we are is invisible. The eye cannot reflect on the eye. And even more so, it's not even the eye that we see with. We see at the back of our brains, at the occipital lobe. So it's a lot going on at the same time. But once we begin to separate from the physical into the non-physical, we'll begin to understand. Truly, truly understand. But we need to spend some time in this particular energy and not give up on it. The same way as we don't give up on breathing. Number 7, with enough effort or hard work, I can accomplish anything. Once again, that's not true. What's true is when you align with your soul, things begin to happen for you. The ideas begin to come. The people begin to come. The people that come into your life specifically for no other purpose but to make your life easier. The people that want to pour into you. And it is not based upon hard work to be in alignment with source. It is a different, I guess it would be effort and work, but it's a different type of effort and work. It's kind of like, if you like, at a certain point, people might say it's hard to meditate, but then it's like, is it hard for you to get some head? Right? One's in the chat if getting head is an easy thing to get. If you can resonate with that. If somebody said, I want to give you head just the way you want to get head, would you have to work hard in receiving that head? Is getting head an easy thing to receive? One's in the chat if getting head is easy. Can we bear witness that if we laid down and our favorite lover said, you know what, I want to take care of you with my mouth, will we say, damn, that's some hard shit, man. I have a hard time getting head, man. I be like, man, it just be like, I be trying to concentrate and then my kids start yelling. You be like, as long as these kids don't come in this room, keep going. Keep going. You just lay back. What y'all do? Y'all put your hands back behind your head like this? Or do y'all put the head on top? Y'all be like, how y'all be doing it? How y'all be doing it? It'll be real. Is it hard work though to get some head? Or is it some easy shit to accomplish? Because if you can bear witness to getting head being easy, why is connecting to your soul in a spiritual journey so hard? See, what I'm trying to elucidate, what I'm trying to get clear to you is that when you have a reason to fucking meditate, then you don't even think about it being a difficult thing. You think like, damn, I got to meditate. I wish I didn't have so much shit to do today because I for sure would be meditating. And you like, damn, the kids is at school. My husband is at work. Bitch, I'm about to meditate. I'll cut my phone off. I'm about to, put my hair in one of them little wraps and, take me a nice little bath or shower. Sit in my peace and quiet and meditate. Because I want to do it. I want to connect. I want to be in the vortex. I want to be in alignment. I want to be led. I want to know. I want to follow my blueprint. I don't that shouldn't be no hard work. So once again, when you talk about the effort to meditate, the effort to be in alignment, I feel like you got to get your ducks in a row. You got to think about it as like getting some head or doing some shit that you really want to do. And you just find a way to just do that. You ain't worked all year, but smoked every day. One's in the chat. How many times, how do y'all know somebody that smoke all the time but don't got no job? They're always asking you for money, but they always got weed. How you always got weed? Never have no money. Ain't never working. Nigga, you probably don't even be eating every day, but you for sure got you a fresh bag from the dispensary. How do that work out? When a nigga want to smoke weed, a nigga will make some compromises. the nigga will make some sacrifices to show up to the goddamn dispensary with just enough. Nigga be knowing if you go to the dispensary at 8 o'clock in the morning, nigga be knowing if you twerk the right way, if you motherfucker whisper to the motherfucking dispensary girl, they'll give you a 10% discount. Nigga go under couches getting coins. He at the dispensary with a bag of pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, hams, grain, thing, tomatoes. Like, you name it. Just to get that goddamn sack. And then you ask that nigga to meditate. Man, I just be having a hard time. Like, bro, how you having a hard time? Like, what are you even talking about? Ain't you tired of being broke? What you mean? Somebody told you this job paying $90 an hour. You gonna run to the motherfucking application. But I'm saying you want to be able to be in the motion and the flow and in your DNA blueprint, and you can't assume that you're gonna be broke. You gotta assume that your soul wants you to get a motherfucking bag. So it's like your soul wants you to be in alignment, wants you to be in good type situations, prosperous situations, but you having a hard time connecting to yourself. That don't even make sense. So it shouldn't be hard to connect to yourself, right? But then again, you connecting to yourself, it's like things gonna come to you. It's gonna be easy. You gonna be accomplishing shit. You gonna level up. You gonna write books. You gonna find a nigga that you want. You gonna get you a babysitter for your kids. You know what I'm saying? You gonna wipe your ass. It's just a lot of things just gonna be happening for you. It ain't gonna be like you working hard. You just gonna be in alignment. Like, girl, my ass ain't never been clean. What, you been wiping your ass harder? No. I haven't been wiping my ass harder. I just been applying more water. Got some nicer rags. I've been getting that motherfucking, it's like I've been getting that dollar toilet paper, right? Now I'm getting a Charmin with the little ridges in it, and I be having a little extra white papers in there, and I gotta, get a boudet and things of that nature, but shit, never been cleaner, girl. What's your big secret? I've been aligned with my soul, right? To be in harmony with another, you have to want and believe the same things. Once again, this is a false premise. This is not real. So once again, you be in a conversation with somebody and they want you to think how they think, do how they do, and then we'll use that as an ultimatum for if you're going to be with them or not. In reference to the facts of, like, I just want to be happy, my dog. I want to make some money. I want to eat some booty. I want to eat some steak and some lobster, and some crab and some shrimp and all types of exotic foods and things of that nature, and see the sunsets, and like, I just want to enjoy my life. If you don't want to enjoy your life, I don't got a motherfucking problem with you, fam. I'm going to keep continuing enjoying mine. Right? So once again, once you have a true relationship with self and you have a true constitution with yourself, man, you let motherfuckers crash out. Cause at the end of the day, man, I heard something real profound. I'm gonna take a side step and I'm gonna get back onto it. But I heard something real profound earlier, or maybe yesterday. It's like if your mother and your father, but mainly your mother, right? If your mother has never transmuted her trauma or never healed from what she had been through in a clear, succinct way, more than likely she was going to project her iniquities on her child. And the fucked up part about it is that the child can't be like, mama, that ain't true. That's your unhealed trauma talking, ho. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. That's all you, sis. You ain't mad at me. You mad at your motherfucking daddy for not being there for you, motherfucker. Don't put that shit off on me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't strong enough to say that. So guess what? Your ass gonna internalize your mother's unhealed trauma. I said, what the fuck? And then y'all gonna look at me crazy for wanting to talk about Black Jungian analytical psychology. And you trying to process trauma that's not even yours. Please make it make sense. Make it make some type of sense. You processing shit that don't got nothing to do with you. You processing an internalization of somebody else's trauma, negative experiences, and you didn't ever have the tools based upon your age and isolation to even fight back. That shit crazy. Number 8. To be in harmony with another, we have to want and believe the same things. The true premise is that it is not possible for you to align with what is in someone else's vortex. If your wife or your husband is like, well, you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that, who said the fuck that I was supposed to do that? Because you want me to do it, now I'm supposed to do it? No, if that's what you want to do, that's your vortex, that's what you need to do. And you better hurry up and get to doing it. Because sitting here trying to get me to do some shit that I don't want to do, you're wasting your time. When you are in alignment with your vortex, you are in alignment with your vortex. You ain't in harmony with me. If two lovers are happy, they are in harmony with their soul, and their souls have brought them together. This is why you would never have the relationship that somebody else have. This is why when you fuck somebody else's dude and he go right back to the girl, what you thought was going to happen? You thought you was going to give him some magical witch pussy and he was going to leave his wife for you? No, it don't work like that. He might say, come over. You could be the number 3, the number 4, the number 5. But at the end of the day, it ain't nobody that believe your psychosis. That goes in one ear and not the other. I know that's real. But at the end of the day, what you fantasizing about, what you emoting about, what you thinking about, that's all you, boo-boo. What you want and hope for out of life, that's all you, boo-boo. You better stand on that shit. You better believe in that shit. You better make sure that what you thinking is true and is not regurgitated mumbo jumbo that you heard from a bitch on TikTok. You better believe, you better stand in that hot girl summer energy or whatever destructive mumbo jumbo they done distributed to y'all in the year of 2020, whatever. Every year they got y'all crashing out in some form or a fashion. They go from one thing to another thing, and y'all go from one thing to another thing and be in your bio. Hashtag this, hashtag that. Then once you figure it's a crash out, you'll be like, well, what's the next thing that I need to hop on? Stop hopping trends. Stop and I know it's a fact because the shit that's hot nowadays, it don't even have to be good. We gauge what's hot based upon how many motherfuckers are fucking with it. Right? You might look at a video and be like, oh, it only got 200 views and not watch it. And that might be the video that you need to hear. You need to hear. Right? And it's like that virality is just clone shit. And it's a way to like suck you into some shit. You into some shit. But you need to be into your own shit, right? Not what everybody else is doing. And then once you get into those particular paradigms, that be the spell work. That be the spell work. That be the shit that turn you upside down, topsy-turvy, steal your soul. And it's some old crazy shit that you is hard to ever recover from. Just because you wanted to be down with the Joneses. Oh, it's a such and such concert. It's a this is a that. It's 2023. You about to be really around thousands of people. even if don't nothing happen. The energy exchange alone might be too much for an empath. I'm just saying. And so, what you need to begin to do is find small groups of energies that's in tune with your specific energy. But don't just go chasing waterfalls. Get in tune with exactly what your energy have for you. If you don't know, keep working with yourself until you do know. And if you don't know, keep working with yourself until you do know. Stop trying to spend it away. Stop trying to fuck it away. Stop trying to join it away. Really get into a space where you are understanding what your soul has for you, as opposed to being confused about this life when you don't have to be. Number 9, the path to my joy is through action. The true premise is the path of my joy is through my vibrational alignment with that which is joyful. In other words, it's not about what I do, it's how I feel and what I think and how I'm vibrating, which is true because a lot of times people will be in this world and be like, you need to do this to be happy. Case in point, this is the case in point that it ends all case in points, ends all debate. This is a worldwide exclusive. You never heard no shit like this before, ever in your life. People that's in relationships want to be single, and people that's single want to be in relationships. People feel like if they were single, they'd be happy. People feel like if they was in a relationship, they'd be happy. So what do? They act on what they think is going to be make them happy. They seek to go outside of their relationship to find happiness. Don't get it. They seek to get a relationship to find happiness. Don't get it. So tell me, Batman, riddle me this, Batman. Where is I'm gonna find it at? Being aligned with your soul, being aligned with your soul, even though you in a relationship, you align with your soul. You out of relationship, you align with your soul. Your girlfriend tripping, you align with your soul. Your girlfriend happy, calling you Zaddy with that Zaddy zick, zicking her down, zicking her down, every fucking zay. I just love you, Zaddy. Who gives a fuck? You align with your soul. It ain't about the ego. So when you find that neutrality, you will then begin to see how motherfuckers is manifesting the relationship that you see on TV and things of that nature. Because one or two people just do not give a fuck about the other person, and not in an evil and demeaning way. But if it's a problem, go follow where your soul is telling you to go. Because my soul is telling me to don't worry, be happy. And you got a problem, go handle that. Right? So, the true premise is that the attention to my alignment is what brings me success in all things. And this is true. And even when you have a bad day, you got to be like, I'll be having bad days some days. I don't have 1,000,000% success rate. But I know one thing's for sure. I'm gonna do my spiritual work until some shit start to shake. I'm gonna dig deeper and deeper and deeper into my bag until some shit start to shake. Eventually some shit start to shake. And that's on Melchizedek, Metatron, and Jehovah. On me, nigga. Number 10. I cannot have everything I desire, so I have to give up some things that are important to me in order to get others. This that either or type of energy. I can't stand either or type of energy, black and white dichotomy. If you have this, well, you can't have that. Not necessarily true. You can have what you want. You can let shit go. Or you can have all of the shit that you want and be a hoarder. Don't nobody care. But at a certain point, we have to stop thinking as human beings and start thinking as spiritual beings. And if you are a spiritual being, you are like air. What is air? Air is limitless. Can you quantify air? You cannot quantify air. So it is no limit to air. So your belief in scarcity, your belief is saying, well, I just need to sacrifice this. I need to work more hours. I ain't going hard enough. I ain't sucking dick hard enough. I'm not licking clit long enough. I'm not fucking her good. That's why she not treating me right. Let me just fuck her better. Let me buy her more stuff. Let me dress nicer. Let me wash my ass harder. Let me just It's exhausting. When you get into the understanding of limitless energy, when you get into the mercurial side of life, when you get into the understanding of your spiritual nature, you already have everything you want. You just don't understand the polarity of your specific energy. You just be in a space where you limited by your human body, and that's giving you the scarcity consciousness. But when you open your mind to your vortexual thoughts, to your spiritual thoughts, that energy of limitless, you gotta begin that of limitation rather, the energy of limitation, you have to really begin to work through. It ain't no either or. It's everything. Number 11. This is the one I need to light my roach on this one. This the one right here. And let me just say, let me preface this. Y'all too fucking grown to be thinking like this. I'm gonna say it one more time. You're too fucking grown to be thinking like this. Cause at the end of the day, your solution for everything is leaving goddamn Atlanta. Leaving your relationship. Leaving your car. Leaving your job. Leaving your apartment. Leaving your relationship. Leaving your job. Leaving Dallas. Leaving Houston. Leaving Detroit. Leaving LA, leaving Savannah, leaving Orlando, leaving New York City, leaving the Virginia, leaving wherever y'all just leaving places. Okay. And I never hear how salty y'all be when y'all figured out that leaving where you actually thought you was leaving, you ain't even find where you was looking for. Good. What you trying to say? You say I'm supposed to just stay in the same place your whole life? No. Spirit told me to leave fucking Ohio and come to Detroit. My black ass rented a car, left my townhouse, came to Detroit, lived in my in-laws' basement longer than I fucking wanted to. Really fuck with my ego big time. But it was all for the good, though. It was what I needed to do. So I didn't necessarily think that I was leaving a good situation for a worse situation. But I was following my spirit. I'm just laying out that story just in case you think that I'm saying that spirit is not going to tell you to leave when it's time to leave. The difference in what I'm trying to elucidate or explain is that you thinking that leaving is your fucking solution every time. You in a relationship with the nigga, and your solution is not to lick his gooch and toss his salad and suck his toes and suck on his neck and lick on his ear, wash his hair, give him a hot oil massage, give him a back massage, massage his glutes, massage his hamstrings, give him a new body massage, cook his favorite meal, wear the colors that he like to wear, do the things that he like. No, them is none of y'all solutions. You know what your solution is? If this nigga start tripping, I'ma leave his ass. One's in the chat. One's in the chat, you done triggered her one time and she gone. Like a goddamn thief in the night. You like, damn, where'd she go? All I said was that her wig was sitting lopsided and I ain't want her to look crazy in front of my mama because my mama was about to clown her. Well, fuck you and your mama, bitch. And all, what the fuck? Like, why you take it there? Yo, wig. This is for my homies with that gangsta lean. That's what your wig was doing. And I just was just like, now it's fuck my mama? Okay. You think she gonna call? Nah. Can't talk about them wigs, fam. It's over. Number 12. There is a finite container of resources that we are all dipping into with our requests. Get up out of the scarcity thinking. This is another reason for spirituality. It's prosperity consciousness because it's limitless consciousness. It's air consciousness. It's not earth consciousness. Earth is finite. Is limited by what you can see, feel, and touch. If you 1,000 miles away from a particular earth structure, you can't see it, feel it, or touch it. It don't exist. If you 1,000 miles, you still breathing the same air relatively than that person 1,000 years from 1,000 miles away from you. And we just talking about consciousness, and we talking about elements. Elements are foundational understandings of energy. Without the elements, you don't come to the realization of the soul. And one of the elements of the soul is air. Earth is in reference to Malkuth, to 10, Saturn. That's the last Sephiroth. That's the last understanding. Before that, we have all of these energetic elements in consciousness that bring about the material. So when you are formulating your ideas and coming up with your manifestations, that's where the real magic is at. And there is no limit to what you can think. And that's the most frustrating part with dealing with people, is that they don't even think from a magical perspective of what, like, limitless ideas and opportunities to pull from things that exist or have existed or will exist. And you having access to that as a spiritual being. But yet and still, I had to deal with so many people just beating themselves up because they ain't never done shit. They might not be the most cutest person. They might be a little older. They might be with a nigga that done cheated on them, narcissists, all types of weird shit. And they feel like they can't make it, or they can't make it or break it. They just out here fucked up. And then you like, well, damn. You think that is over because of your consciousness. And this shit is not even about nothing but the moment. So I don't care if you old, young, fat, skinny, black, white. The limits are the limits that you dealing with, are just the limits you dealing with. And they ain't real. It is no limits. This shit is just nonstop. It never ends. You gonna be on this particular plane of existence one way or another for a long time, because that's just what it is. You ain't asked for it. You ain't know what was going on. But at the same time, guess what, nigga? You here. So now what? You here and you don't know shit. Start getting to that reality, bro. Start opening your mind to that reality. Stop acting like, well, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to promote my business. And once I promote my business, I'm going to be happy and this, that, and the third. You probably won't be, for real. Because you on the earth, or you on a plane of existence, and nobody has the answers. And the fucking fucked up a part about it is that motherfuckers will swear to you up and down that they got the answers. Just because they're a little older than you, or might have a couple legs up, or know a couple more people than you, might have more resources than you, and now they fucking the bee's knees on what you should do. And the worst part about it is that your ass gonna believe them, as opposed to tuning in to your soul. So 10 times out of 10, you about to crash out. There ain't nothing you gonna do but crash out, cause you ain't gonna do shit but listen to these niggas. Hey Hood, you see that video the other day about this, that, and the third? No, the fuck I didn't. Not cause I'm hating, but I'm not about to just listen to some niggas promote they fucking event and call it spirituality. It don't work like that, fam. I'm about to listen to no motherfucker try to promote their business, try to promote what they got going on, and call it spirituality. I mean, get your coin, but call it what it is. You out here trying to get your coin. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But don't play with motherfucker spirit development and tell them that they development is some in the destiny of something that you have, that they need to sow into what you got for them to fucking have some type of revelation. That is cap. Reason why I don't go so hard like these other niggas be going, because at the end of the day, I can't do shit for you, fam. I truly can't do shit for you. And if you ain't going to tune in to yourself and figure it out for yourself, you gonna be fucked up. If you listen to everything I say and do everything that I tell you to do, you gonna be fucked up. If you never tune into your soul and figure out what it is that you need to do, regardless if it's hard, difficult, you go within yourself, you don't hear nothing but silence and blackness, and it just don't make sense. You can't concentrate, whatever the case may be. And that's your reason, you gonna be fucked up. Number 13, there are right ways and wrong ways to live. That's not true. There is no right way to live. There's no wrong way to live, because we on this bitch and none of us know why we are here. You niggas just woke up one day in fucking kindergarten and one's in the chat. Your motherfucking teacher talking about say your ABCs. You like, what the fuck is ABCs? Motherfuckers like count to 100. You looking at these other kids count to 100. You like, where the fuck did they learn how to do that shit? They telling you take a nap. You not even tired. Where am I? What is school? Why am I in school? And every year you go into a place that is teaching you some shit that they made up. And then you trying to figure out why your life is so fucked up. Because the shit that you learned in school is not helping you. And the shit that you was learning in school, it should have fucking helped you. So at the end of the day, we at a disadvantage. You can't come to grips with that disadvantage. You gonna be working hard at a job because motherfuckers told you to. Motherfuckers said, you better get a job. You know if you don't get a job, you ain't gonna have nowhere to stay. You know if it's motherfuckers that say, you know if you don't gangbang, you ain't. You know if you don't sell pussy, you ain't. You know if you don't sell dope, you ain't. You know if you don't walk the streets, you ain't. All this stupid shit that ain't true, right? And you know it ain't true, but motherfuckers swear by it. And you like, well, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But that thing has to evolve. You have to begin to evolve that thought into who knows any fucking thing. And what makes me think that they know anything? Because they got a fucking YouTube channel. You know how much it costs to start a YouTube channel? I'm going to put you into something. This is a worldwide exclusive. You probably never heard this nowhere else. But this is the first place you ever going to hear some hot shit like this. It don't cost shit to start a YouTube channel. You know how much money it costs to start an Instagram, Facebook? Worldwide exclusive. You never heard no shit like this before in your life. It don't cost shit. Meaning that you could be listening to a fucking homeless man on the street sipping wine with an avatar of a rich bitch, and you thinking that you really soaking up game from a rich bitch. Whole time you soaking up game from a wino on the corner. Because that's how the game works. Niggas done use the internet to lie more than anything. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. I've been on the internet for a while, and I've always just used the internet as an extension of things that I'm just naturally interested in. And I come from the era of blogging, just to blog, post on YouTube, just to post on YouTube, like monetize my channel for shits and giggles, not to make money from it. Because I don't even know what that would look like if I really wanted to make money from this shit. I would probably end up selling my ass on Backpage. Number 14. There is a God who, having considered all things, has come to a final and correct conclusion about everything. So this is a very interesting thing. When we talk about spirituality, we're talking about growth. We're talking about the expanding understanding. When you talk about God, you're talking about an old, archaic understanding of energies that happened 2,000 or 5,000 years ago, or so they say. So if I can't even wash my ass 5,000 years ago, why is the supreme being of all rulership only talking to niggas 5,000 years ago? Did they wash their ass better than me? What's the difference between the people back then in Arabia versus a nigga from Ohio in 2023? The only conclusion that one would come if you would look at the multitude of churches and dominations, dominatrix setups, BDSM, no, sex, denominations, religions, all of these particular things, you will have to come to the understanding that if God is real, religion sure ain't fucking real. And the people that participate in religion ain't doing shit but wasting their time. Cause if you go into the church with the real God, that mean the church across the street is dealing with the fake God. And if y'all gonna go back and forth from religion, the sect, the denomination, Kojic, AME, all looking for the true God, you ain't never gonna find it, clearly, meaning that the nigga don't exist in the way we think he exists. If you ever wanted to get a clear science of divination and spirituality, you could only find God inside of each and every human. That's the only way it makes sense. That's the only way we can individually see it. Because let's think about this. If God was so real, why would he give power to some people and not to other people? The person that you envious head around that. Well, what you mean?